Good morning, everybody. My name is Tom Shull. I'm the team lead for Communications, Sciences, and Disorders online prerequisite courses. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about formative assessment. I'll get into some of the why we want to create these opportunities for students. And you can start thinking about the what questions. What are areas where you feel like the course could be enhanced? What are some of the skills and knowledge that some students don't seem to master by the time they get to a midterm or a final? What I don't want you to worry about is the how. When we get into the technology behind this, you've got support. So we have instructional designers. The team leads are happy to assist in any way that we can. But don't stress out about that. How am I going to make this work in D2L Brightspace? I'll try to give you some tips as we go along. The big idea here is that we want to give opportunities for students to self-assess while they apply concepts. So as we have learning outcomes that we want them to achieve, we want to be able to give them opportunities to see if they are able to apply them in some no and low stakes interactive activities before they get to our exams and big assignments. I like this because it emphasizes competence. So de-emphasizing grades, points, I want another point on this exam. Really what we're looking at is as future healthcare professionals, are they able to apply the skills and knowledge that they need to do the job effectively? Another key part of this is we want to be able to provide automatic feedback. So this supports us in our moving away from being the sage on the stage and being more of the guide on the side, and students have ways that they can get feedback without having to come to us for every bit of information. When we create these activities, especially as they apply new information, it helps them to uncover questions. Sometimes students don't know what they don't know, and so they go into finals not realizing that they don't really understand certain concepts, or they don't understand the boundaries of a concept, counterexamples, which all comes out through application and interaction. And so those questions can come out through formative assessment. Ideally, these activities would also mirror what they're going to be expected to do on the higher stakes activities like a final exam. And so if we have activities that mirror the way we ask questions, the types of questions, this will help them to sort of get past the questions and really be able to demonstrate what they know, because they'll have gotten used to the way that we do things and can really just focus on the material itself. And if all this works out and they are able to achieve these learning outcomes by interaction, feedback along the way, by the time they get to us for assignments and finals, the quality of work should be much better by the time it gets to us. And if they have trouble along the way, we have ways to send them back to remediate the parts that they've missed. So how do we do this? Well, in terms of no stakes, we might just embed a really great self-assessment question through the self-assessment tool in D2L Brightspace that isn't graded, but ask them something to see if they understand the material that was just presented and gives them direct, immediate feedback without a grade attached to it. One of the features of D2L Brightspace that I really like is that you can create a set of questions around a learning objective. So I had students who would say to me, I went into the assignment thinking I was going to do great, and I bombed it. Or I get the opposite. I thought I was going to bomb this assignment, but it was not that bad. I actually did a lot better than I thought. And so what they were telling me was they really didn't know where they stood before I came in and gave them feedback. So what I did was I created a quiz each week where there were questions for every learning outcome for the week, and they drew from a bank of questions randomly. So students could take this quiz an unlimited number of times. It would change each time, asking different versions of similar questions around the learning objectives. And students earned the highest grade of their best attempt, no matter how many times they took it after. And what was nice about that was it mirrored the work they were going to have to do on the assignment. It uncovered questions that they didn't know they had when they got answers wrong and they didn't understand why. And it was a low stakes sort of assignment because they can take it as many times as they want and earn the grade that they want to get. I learned a valuable lesson because at first when I introduced this activity, it was ungraded. It was just something for them to test yourself before you go into the assignment. And what I found was a lot of students didn't bother to do it. Even though it was something students had asked for, if it wasn't graded, they were going to save the time and energy because they're busy. So by making this graded but unlimited attempts, they're going to complete it and they're going to keep going until they feel like they've mastered that material. So these are some of the things that you can start thinking about. How can you insert questions, feedback, no and low stakes opportunities before they get to the big summative assessments at the end of your course? As always, if you have questions about how to do some of this stuff, the help desk is amazing. Our instructional design team is fantastic, and the team leads are always happy to help out. So I hope this was helpful.